Welcome to another episode where we dive deep into the latest in recruitment strategies, AI innovations, and HR solutions. If you're looking to elevate your hiring game and stay ahead in the ever-evolving world of talent acquisition, you're in the right place. Make sure to like, follow, and subscribe so you never miss an episode filled with insights, expert interviews, and actionable tips to transform your recruitment approach. Stay tuned for exclusive content designed to make your hiring process smarter, faster, and more effective.
Recruitment with next-gen software solutions for companies. But we're not stopping there. We're enhancing the candidate experience with high-quality, bug-free application pages, real-time status notifications, and a supportive job board portal, designed to make job searches smoother and more engaging. Profilytic redefining recruitment for everyone involved.
All right, buckle up everyone, because today we are diving deep into the world of Upwork freelancing.
Ooh, sounds exciting.
It is, especially with the awesome guide we have. It's called The Pro Freelancer's Guide to Winning Upwork Contracts and Avoiding Scams. And it's seriously packed with insights.
Oh, yeah, that's a good one.
So Upwork, it's kind of like a digital gold rush, right?
Yeah.
Tons of opportunity, but you got to watch out for those sneaky claim jumpers.
You're telling me. I think that's what makes this guide so valuable. It helps you separate the fool's gold from the real deal.
Totally. And one thing that jumped out at me is the sheer variety on Upwork. I mean, we're talking a wild mix of clients and projects.
Oh, absolutely. You've got everything. I mean, from those tiny startups just starting out to like massive companies looking for very specific talent.
It's amazing, right? And the types of projects are just as diverse.
Oh, yeah, for sure. Writers, designers, developers, you name it. You know, there's pretty much a space for everyone.
Okay, that's definitely got me feeling inspired. But, you know, we can't ignore the less glamorous side of Upwork. You know what I'm talking about. Scams.
Right. And the guide doesn't shy away from that at all.
Not one bit. So, like, what should we be on the lookout for? What are some of those red flags?
Well, one of the biggest ones is job postings with unverified payment methods.
Ooh, that's definitely sketchy.
Yeah, it's a major warning sign. And then there's those brand new client accounts, especially ones that are less than a month old.
Right, so not all new accounts are bad news.
But proceed with caution.
Exactly. So let's say we found a job posting, payments verified, client seems legit. Are there any other sneaky tricks we should be aware of?
Oh, for sure. One classic tactic is offering crazy high pay for like almost no work.
Oh yeah, too good to be true, right?
Almost always. And another thing is when they try to pressure you into making a quick decision, you know, like, we need this done ASAP kind of thing.
Oh yeah, that's a red flag for sure. You don't want to rush into anything.
Yeah. Definitely not. And then, this is a big one, they try to get you to communicate off of Upwork's platform.
Ooh, yeah, like sharing personal emails or phone numbers.
Exactly. Remember, Upwork's messaging system is there to protect both you and the client.
Right, like a safety net. Okay, so we've got our scam detectors on, but let's move on to what happens when you've found a good job posting and you're ready to, like, make your move.
Time for the proposal.
Exactly. And the guide has a lot to say about crafting a proposal that wins.
It does. And one of the biggest takeaways for me is don't just send out a generic proposal. You know, one size fits all. It doesn't work.
So it's got to be tailored to the specific client and project.
Absolutely. You need to show them that you actually get their needs and that you're not just, you know, mass applying to everything.
So how do you do that?
Well, the guide talks about really highlighting those skills and experiences that are most relevant to that particular project.
So really showcasing what you bring to the table.
Yes. And being clear about what you offer, you know, the scope of work, your timeline, and your pricing.
Transparency is key.
Totally. It sets you up for a good working relationship right from the start. And, you know, it actually prevents misunderstandings down the line.
Smart. Speaking of which, there's this interesting stat in the guide about how much time freelancers actually bill for their work.
Yeah. It said that most only bill for about 20 hours a week.
20 hours.
Yep. And the guide explains that it's not because freelancers aren't working hard, it's because a lot of what they do isn't billable.
Oh, right. Like all the behind-the-scenes stuff.
Exactly. You know, researching clients, writing proposals, managing their finances.
It all adds up.
It does. So the guide encourages freelancers to, like, really track their time, not just for billing, but to get a clear picture of where their time's actually going.
That's such good advice.
Right.
It helps you set realistic expectations and manage your time better.
For sure. And think of it this way. All that non-billable time is actually an investment in your business.
I like that perspective. So we've talked about finding good projects, avoiding scams, crafting proposals, and managing time. But what about, the money?
Ah, yes, pricing. The guide talks a lot about value-based pricing.
Okay, break that down for me.
Sure. It's basically shifting your focus from just charging by the hour to
Yeah.
charging based on the actual value you deliver.
So it's not just about the time you spend, it's about the results you get.
Exactly. You're not just selling your time, you're selling solutions.
I'm starting to get it. So how do you figure out your value and, convince clients to pay for it?
Well, the guide has some great tips. First, focus on the benefits you provide, not just the features. So instead of saying, I can write 1,000 words a day, you say, I can write website copy that will increase your conversion rates.
Ooh, that's much more compelling.
Right. And do your research. See what others are charging for similar services. That gives you a good starting point.
Makes sense. And then be confident. Believe in what you offer, and don't be afraid to ask for what you're worth.
Absolutely.
Wow, we covered a lot in this first part of our deep dive. I feel like we just scratched the surface of this Upwork world.
We did, but we've laid a good foundation, and there's so much more to come.
Stay tuned for part 2, where we'll dig even deeper into the Pro Freelancer's Guide.
You know, one thing that can be kind of tricky on Upwork is figuring out the whole bidding thing.
Oh, yeah. Especially when you see a job, and there are, a ton of bids already.
Right. It's like, how do you even stand out?
Exactly.
Well, the guide talks about this thing called competitive analysis.
Competitive analysis.
Yeah.
Okay, so what is that exactly?
So basically, you got to check out those other gids that are already there.
Oh, really?
Yeah, don't just look at the number. Actually, read through some of them.
Huh, interesting.
Yeah, see what kind of skills they're highlighting, what they're charging, get a feel for the competition.
So it's like scoping out the scene.
Exactly, and it's not about copying them or anything. It's
Yeah.
more about figuring out where you fit in,
So you can make your bid stand out.
Yeah, show them why you're the best choice.
Okay, I like it. So let's say you've done your research. You know what the competition looks like. What do you actually put in your proposal to make it, really shine?
Well, one of the best tips from the guide is to focus on how your skills can actually benefit the client.
So not just listing off what you're good at.
Right. It's about showing them what you can do for them specifically.
So instead of saying, I'm a great writer, you'd say, I've written website copy that increased sales by 20%.
Now you're talking. That's what grabs their attention.
Okay, that makes total sense. Results, not just skills.
Exactly. Oh, and there's this other thing that kind of surprised me in the guide.
What's that?
Sometimes seeing a lower budget on a job might not be a bad thing.
Wait, really? I always thought that was like a red flag.
I know, right? But the guide says sometimes clients do that on purpose.
On purpose? Why would they do that?
It's like a way to test the waters, see what kind of talent they can get for a certain price.
Oh, so it's not always about being cheap.
Not necessarily. Sometimes it's more about strategy,
Interesting. So how should you approach those situations?
The guide suggests using it as an opportunity to, show your worth.
Okay, so not just accepting the low price.
Right. You can say, hey, I understand your budget, but here's what I bring to the table and why I'm worth investing in.
Oh, I like that. It's like you're educating them about value.
Exactly. And you can suggest different pricing models too, to see what works for both of you.
Okay, that's really smart. So we've talked about bidding, but what about your Upwork profile itself?
Oh, yeah, that's super important. It's like your first impression.
Your digital storefront.
Exactly. You want it to look good.
So what are the key things to focus on?
Well, first off, a professional headshot.
Okay, so no selfies.
Probably not the best idea. Haha. You want something that makes you look approachable and trustworthy.
Right, like you're welcoming them into your business.
Yes. And then the guide recommends getting a professional writer to help with your profile overview.
Ooh.
It doesn't have to be, but it can make a big difference,
So that's where you really sell yourself.
Exactly. Highlight your skills, your experience, your personality.
Make them want to work with you.
Yep. And don't forget keywords.
Keywords.
Yeah, like the words clients might be searching for when they need someone like you.
So they can find you easily.
Exactly.
Those
Your
things.
portfolio. That's where you show off your best work.
Like proof of your awesomeness.
Exactly. And make sure you keep it updated, as you do more projects.
So it's not just a one-time thing.
Nope. It's an ongoing process.
Okay, so we've covered a lot about creating a great Upwork presence. But let's go back to scams for a second.
Oh, yeah. We talked about red flags before, but the guide goes even deeper into the psychology of scammers.
Oh, wow. So it's like getting inside their heads.
Kind of, yeah. It helps you understand how they operate.
Okay, so what's the big takeaway?
Well, one thing is that scammers are really good at manipulating people.
So it's not just about being gullible.
No, they know how to play on your emotions, you know?
What-
They might try to pressure you, make you feel like you have to act fast, or they might appeal to your good nature, make you want to help them.
Wow, that's kind of scary.
It is. It's why you got to be careful and know the signs.
Okay. Any other tips for staying safe?
Always use Upwork's messaging system for communication.
Right, don't go off platform.
Exactly, and never ever make any upfront payments.
Got it. Upwork's got that escrow system for a reason.
Exactly, it's
Yeah.
there to protect you.
Okay, good to know. So let's say you've dodged the scammers. You've landed a project. What does the guide say about actually working with clients?
This is where communication is key.
Makes sense.
Yeah, you got to be clear, responsive, and have a positive attitude.
So it's not just about doing the work. It's about the whole experience.
Right, and setting clear expectations from the beginning.
It's like what kind of
The
expectations?
scope of the work, the timeline, how you'll communicate, all that stuff.
So everyone's on the same page.
Exactly. And keep them updated throughout the project, let them know how things are going.
And be open to feedback.
Oh, yeah, for sure. It's a collaboration.
Okay, back to pricing for a minute.
Okay.
We talked about value-based pricing, but what are the actual pricing models on Upwork?
So the main ones are hourly rates and fixed price projects.
Okay, tell me more about those.
Hourly rates are pretty straightforward. You set your rate and you get paid for the hours you track.
Simple enough.
Yeah. And then fixed price is where you agree on a price for the whole project up front.
Regardless of how long it takes.
Yep.
So there's pros and cons to each.
Right. And the guide helps you figure out which one is best for you and the type of work you do.
So it's all about finding the right fit.
Exactly. And don't be afraid to experiment a bit. See what works best.
Good advice. Wow, part 2 is done already, and we've covered so much more from this awesome guide.
I know, right? We talked about bidding profiles, scams, communication pricing.
It's been a whirlwind of info.
But in a good way, right?
Definitely. And there's still more to come.
All right, we're back and ready to wrap up our deep dive into the world of Upwork freelancing.
I am so ready. This guide has been packed with awesome tips.
Seriously. And in this last part, I want to talk about, going beyond just getting those gigs.
Okay, yeah, like what about building a sustainable freelancing business? Like for the long haul.
Exactly. And the guy talks about shifting your mindset. You're not just a freelancer, you're a business owner.
Ooh, I like that. It's a whole different way of thinking.
It is. It means thinking strategically, about your skills, your target market, even your brand.
So you're not just taking any project that comes your way.
Right. You have a vision for your business and you make choices that, get you closer to that vision.
That makes so much sense. So how do we start building this freelance empire? What does the guide say?
Well, one thing is to actually create a marketing plan.
Oh, okay, a marketing plan for freelancers.
Yeah. It doesn't have to be super complicated or anything. It could just be a list of potential clients that you want to reach out to.
So you're not just waiting for them to find you.
Exactly. You're being proactive. And another thing the guide stresses is financial management.
Okay, yeah. Money stuff can be a little scary sometimes.
No, right? But it's important. You got to track your income, your expenses, set financial goals, all that.
So like a separate bank account for business stuff.
That's a great idea. And maybe even using some accounting software to keep track of everything.
Okay, makes sense.
Oh.
So mindset, marketing, money, what else?
This might seem obvious, but the guide really emphasizes building strong relationships with clients.
Yeah, it's good for any business, right?
Totally. Happy clients are more likely to give you repeat business and recommend you to others.
Word of mouth is powerful. So how do you build those strong relationships?
Communication is key, like we talked about before. Be clear, be responsive, and always address any problems or concerns that come up.
So you're basically a partner, not just someone completing a task.
Exactly. And sometimes going above and beyond, exceeding their expectations can make a big difference.
I like that. Make them feel valued. Okay, anything else we should keep in mind for long-term success?
This is a big one. The guide talks about continuous learning.
Oh yeah, always be growing.
Yep. The freelance world changes so fast. New skills pop up all the time. You got to stay ahead of the game.
So taking courses, going to conferences, that kind of thing.
Exactly. Invest in yourself and your skills. Oh, and one more thing. The guide says it's important to celebrate your successes.
Yes. Take time to appreciate how far you've come.
Exactly. It's easy to get caught up in the hustle and forget to, pat yourself on the back sometimes.
Love that. Okay, so we talked about the big picture of freelancing. Mindset, marketing, money, relationships, continuous learning, and celebrating those wins.
It's been quite a journey, and I hope all of this gives you a solid roadmap for building a successful freelance career on Upwork.
Me too. This guide has been such a valuable resource.
For sure. So to all our listeners out there, make it happen, and remember, you've got this.
Thanks for joining us on this deep dive into the world of Upwork freelancing. We'll catch you in the next one.
Don't forget to like, follow, and subscribe to stay updated with the latest episodes and exclusive content designed to enhance your recruitment strategies.
Are you ready to transform recruitment with AI? Introducing Profilytic, a cutting-edge SaaS platform designed to streamline hiring. Now you can be part of our journey. We've launched a crowdfunding campaign on Wefunder to bring this innovative solution to businesses worldwide. Learn more and join us at wefunder.com Profilytic LLC. Together, let's shape the future of recruitment. Visit Wefunder today. Link is in the description.
Profilytic is a sophisticated software application that leverages artificial intelligence to streamline and enhance the recruitment process. Built upon the same automation engine used by Uber, Profilytic provides a comprehensive suite of features, including a job board, protection against harmful content, spam filtering, resume discrepancy detection, contract and offer management, compliance monitoring, real-time data insights, automated scheduling, and AI-powered candidate screening and matching.